Hi, welcome back. Index card a day to 2017 with me, Creative Katie. This is card number 35, Make Every Moment Count. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then select the option to be notified of upcoming videos. That way you won't miss any. So I've been suffering a little bit about inspiration and not sure what I wanted to do. If you could see my desk, it is a complete disaster area. I've got magazine clippings cut out, I've got pulled out, I've got stencils, I've got jelly prints, I've got colored papers, pretty much everything. And I was just way too much in my head. So then I decided, you know what, Karen, just start working. So the card that I had actually had some gesso on it, and there was some texture, and you'll see that later. Then I adhering with gesso this die cut that I cut out on a jelly print with my silhouette cameo, and this has been sitting around. I had plans of doing some pages with this, and I just thought, okay, you know what, that's going to add some more interesting texture on there. So after giving it another coat, I grabbed 3 colors of my Dylusions paints. A yellow, the orange, and the postbox red. I think the prompt was some kind of apple. It was supposed to have been for this day. I have colors of apples. Does that count? So I'm putting the red in there, and I'm just blending them. And again, with the Dylusions paints, they blend very, very lovely. But you do need to take time to dry them in between layers. So remember, at this point, I don't have any plan. I have no idea. I have a ton of magazine pictures on the right side. I've got stencils on the left. I just want to get some color down on a page, and I'm hoping that my creative muse will come. Now right about here, as I'm running the felt applicator over top of the texture, it's bringing out the texture with the red paint, the darkest paint. And then I say, oh, you know what, I'm going to just kind of blend out the red blotches that I put there, and then just have the red pop it and bring out that texture. So if you have die cuts, or you have from a Cricut or Silhouette or what have you, this is one good way of using them. They can become part of the texture. I'm kind of liking the background right now. Now here I am just showing you how I clean up after the Dylusions paints. In the last couple of videos you saw me using my coffee filter colored papers, and they make such a wonderful collage papers. So whenever I'm creating, I just take the time to clean the applicators, which keeps them lasting a little bit longer, and then I have this wonderful material colored coffee filter that I can use on an upcoming project. So I just spray the applicator with water, and that just releases a lot of the paint. And then I have in my little spray bottle there, I have my Murphy's oil soap, and I have a little dish, and I just let them sit in the dish, and they soak up the Murphy's oil soap and dish detergent. And then when I take them to the sink, all the acrylic paint comes out really easily. So I had these dandelions, and this was where I thought I might go. And looking at this, I would have made a perfectly lovely one. And you'll probably see this showing up on a future ICAD because they're still on my desk. And then I remembered I had this butterfly with this clock here. So I finished fussy cutting it. and I kind of like how it works. So I flipped through my little box of sentiments and things that I have, and I found I found a couple: collect moments, not things, and make every moment count. And I like those because they refer to, those special moments, watching a butterfly across the dance across the yard, which, I've definitely done. And the time, make every moment count. So I decided to use that, and that sentiment happened to be printed with onto deli paper. And I'll put a link to the video that I did quite a while back where I show how I print onto deli paper. Now the benefit of deli paper is it is translucent. It fades into the background. It doesn't become completely transparent. You can still see it, but it does allow the color from behind to show through, and it does fade. So if I don't want to have the background of a white sentiment or the background of black, this is an alternative, and I don't have to color it. And as you can see, it does, you can still see the colors coming from the background, but it's not stark white. So I'm just putting a coat of gel medium. I am thinking that I might want to do some altering or of the magazine clipping. And this was from a Reader's Digest, so it's that newsprinty kind of paper. So I wanted to build it up a little bit. So I grabbed my Inktense pencils and matching the colors using my swatched out things, grab a red and an orange and just add that little bit of color just to make this a little bit brighter. And then I'm just activating it with water. This ICAD took under 25 minutes. Once I finally forced myself to just sit down and get it done. One of the things that I went through all my file folders of all my magazines clippings that I had done, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago when I first started art journaling, and I did the journaling by fives where you needed magazine clippings. So I have all these in my file folders. So, I'm using the ICAD challenge as an opportunity to use that and to start using some of these, because a lot of them are the perfect size for the ICADs. They're a little too small for a full-size journal page. So I grabbed my Stabilo All pencil and I'm just rubbing it along the edge and just smudging it with my finger just to give it a border. Now you could do this, you could use acrylic paint on it, with a felt applicator. You could use a gelato. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can accomplish this. This is just one of them. And, I tend to grab whatever's closest at that particular moment. Or I like to give some variety just so people realize that they don't need to go out and buy a Stabilo All pencil if you have a gelato, if you have a distress crayon. Thank you very much. Oh, you know what? I just decided that I am going to add a little bit of gold, so I trace in the middle of the die cut. And I'm not sure why the camera went out of focus here, but it does come back in fairly quickly. I'm just adding a little bit of gold border with my Sakura Jelly Roll pen. I'm just adding some of the gold there for the butterfly. Adding back the antennae and some of the legs. There we go. So all in all, it turned out to be a very lovely card. There's lots of texture and interest there. I think I want to play with those die cuts and see other ways that I can use them. You can see the scratching of the texture that was in the gesso beforehand. And a great way of using your magazine clippings, especially for those of us who can't draw. It gives us a nice alternative. Thanks for watching.